Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Where am I? Mercury is still in retrograde, but it's been not bad. Not bad lately. All right, like and share. Get this out there. All right. Let's see who's coming on today. There's also, I haven't seen any, good old dust alerts. Oh my gosh, I went outside last night. The sky yesterday was just kind of a weird looking. I mean, and sometimes it's like, okay, is there just a lot of like haze? Is it pollution or is it dust? And I think it was last night, maybe it was the night before, maybe it was both nights. It looked like this big dust cloud because we do have, they're called haboobs. We don't get them over here, but down closer to Phoenix they do. And a haboob is a big, massive dust cloud coming. Hi, Miss Julianne. Yes, you may. You don't get haboobs by you, do you, Miss Julianne? Big dust storms. I mean, maybe you have, maybe it's more humid by you, but yeah. And there was one time, this was when, I think it was before I lived here, because I think it was either when I was coming out here for a trip or like trying to find a place to live ahead of time or getting an idea. I can't remember. I'm on, it was Highway 40, northern Arizona, and all of a sudden it's like a massive dust in front of me. Kind of like in Wisconsin, it would be fog. And I'm like, this is weird. Of course, he's slow way, way down, but I kept driving, I just, made sure that I had my lights on, I could see the lights. Well, and it didn't take long and I was out of it, thankfully. Because now what I have heard, you're supposed to not turn your lights on, you're supposed to pull off to the side of the road, turn your lights off, and just wait it out. That's what they say every single year for monsoon season coming on and talking about the sandstorms. And it's like, that still just doesn't make sense to me that you would turn your lights off. But their rationale is that if somebody is following your taillights and you're going off kilter, you don't want people to follow you. Hi, Miss Presh. Do you want to be on the list, Miss Presh? Let me know. No, not here. When I lived in South Reno, we had sand blown everywhere. And it's just the craziest thing. The other thing, now what are these called? Dust devils. We have dust devils here also. And they're like miniature tornadoes. And when I say miniature, I'm saying they're not very big around. They're tall, but they can be like 80 to 100 miles an hour. In fact, a friend of mine on the other side of town, she had like a few blocks from her house, there was somebody that had reported, and they had taken pictures, a whole bunch of roof damage after a dust devil went through. And they're just crazy. I mean, I remember one time I saw one, and it was one of the first years I was here, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of watching it. And I went next door because I knew my neighbor had been outside. This is when Rich was still alive. And he was on the other side of the house up against the wall, because he goes, yeah, you got to be careful with those. You don't want to be standing out in the middle, like where it's going to catch you off guard. All right, Miss Presh, I gotcha. Miss Julie Kiss, how are you? Let me know if you want to be on the list, hon. Yeah, it's just, weather is just crazy. And then so I was texting with a friend of mine down in Tucson last night, and they were getting rain. I know, it is scary. They're just crazy. They're like, the dust devils are like little tornadoes. I guess that's the only thing that I can compare it to. But Tucson last night, they were getting, I think they got some hail too, but they were getting all kinds of rain. She was telling me one of her dogs, he wanted to go outside and, I don't know, rescue some rug or something. She said every time he'd go outside, the rug would blow up. She goes, he finally came inside and gave up. He didn't want to do it anymore. Hi, Pat. I will happily add you to the list. Pat, yes, yes. But she also said that, she goes, it's a pretty intense storm because they were talking about that the winds could be up to 80 miles an hour last night. Now, they didn't get it where she was, but it's just, monsoon season is here. Hasn't come to Sun City yet. Maybe next week. Next week, there's 3 or 4 days with a chance of rain. Ooh, I'm hoping. But I know that, now, I haven't heard very much about this, but it was a typhoon. I thought I heard in Japan, but I've also heard China is getting flooding. So I don't know who got it, and I didn't really look too much. I mean, it wasn't on regular news that I saw. It was some posting that I had seen, and it's like, so there's a lot of crazy, crazy weather. Okay, enough about the weather. Weather is one of those things. You can't really do a lot about it. Well, you can if you send some good vibes to break up some stuff, but it's just so interesting to talk about, isn't it? Southwest Manitoba, and we had many tornado warnings, and now in a serious heat wave, trying to stay cool. Yeah, I'll tell you, I knew that, Pat. Not a heat wave. I knew that. I figured it out, but thank you for clarifying. Yeah, we're right now, what do they keep calling it, this dome. And actually, we're a little bit cooler. I mean, a few degrees. If it's under 110, if it's mid to low 100s, you can definitely feel a difference. And wait until it's under 100. I think this next week we're going to have a few days of that. Okay. So Julie Kiss, you just let me know if you want to be added to the list, but I'm going to do you're better than my son. I'm better than your son? Oh, that's funny. Okay. So, this is for the week of July 13 through 19. And none of the cards came out really fast. They were just standard. It's been interesting because I think the last few weeks they've just been boom, 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 boom. So, which is fine. I don't really like picking them up off the floor. Okay, so here we go. The Desert Speaks card is, hi, Miss Marlene. Haven't seen you in a while. Figuring out my texting pad. I get it. I totally get it. Okay, here we go. Allow. I love this card. Allow. I always have to get it right at the beginning for my YouTube thumbnail. But no, this is, I love this card because so many times it's us. It's us that block things. We can say, oh, that person or this person or that thing over there stopped us. And it's kind of like, let's go back to the weather. If you were going to have a picnic and it rained, you can either say, I'm just going to say, it's going crazy. You can say that the rain ruined it, or you can be undercover and still have a good time. Allow the happiness, allow the fun, allow the love to flow versus stopping it with being grumpy or negative, or, you know what? It's like, sure, it would be a disappointment, but you don't have to let it ruin your day. I'm going to hold it like this so people can see if there's any things that they see in there, any interesting things. But allowing is really about opening ourselves up. It truly is. It's about being in the flow, being in the being in the groove. Being in the groove, baby. Yeah, be in the groove. Which actually, that is kind of funny because I don't know, for some reason one of these kind of looks like, it's almost like a, what is it? Alice in Wonderland, when she goes down the hole and she sees all these weird things underground. And it for some reason when I turn it sideways, it reminds me of like we're underground and there's a worm that's smoking some kind of dope. That's what came to mind. Not that you have to do that unless you want to, but allow yourself to be open to the possibilities. I love that. That's so funny. Okay, first angel card we have is being present. That is, these two go so well together because if we're not in this present moment, we're blocking a lot of stuff. I mean, think about when you have felt off, when you have felt just like things just aren't going the way that you had anticipated. It's many times it's because you're either worried about what's going to happen, or you're thinking about this, or you're going back and thinking about something else. I'm just telling you. Second angel card we have is thank you. Yes, thank you. When we allow, it opens up the flow. So thank you very much. May I have some more flow, please? May I have some more flow with that? And third angel card we have is hear the chimes. Okay, you guys did hear the chimes go crazy. They've been doing that lately. It's almost like they build up, and all of a sudden the inside thing that makes it go with the sound just starts spinning crazy. So now hearing the chimes does not necessarily mean chimes. It very well could, but it's paying attention. It's going along with the being present, because it's like, well, what are you hearing? What are you noticing? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? All of these things. And that's definitely where allow comes in as well. Absolutely. They just go so well together. So hopefully this week, everyone, every day is allowing the best to come in. All right, let's see. I got to write that down so I don't forget. Miss Marlene, yes, Miss Marlene. All right. I'll tell you, I made some. Have you ever had a shrub before? It's pretty good. It's 1 cup of fruit, 1 cup of sugar or honey, and 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. Stir it up, let it sit for up to 2 days. Then you strain it, and it's kind of thick and syrupy, and then you can mix it with either water or fizzy water. It's quite tasty. Just something different. Okay. Shuffling for Julianne, but I wanted to see something. I wanted to see if there's anything with the Schumann resonance going on, because I know that there's, the Schumann resonance is so interesting. Oh yeah, here we go. This is an hour ago. A KP5 solar storm in progress and a G1 geomagnetic storming. I know that this guy doesn't, sometimes they don't share a lot of information, but it's, oh, and here's 2 hours ago, is the Russian SR, the Russian Schumann resonance is spiking at power 60. Plus there was a blackout. So I'm sharing these on my page if you want to look into them more. But I've also heard that, yeah, here's one, solar flare, a moderate M1.19 flare from sunspot region 4485. And the sunspots, keep in mind, these are the things that when we start having all these, like the earthquakes that are coming, the severe weather that's happening, because it's not just affecting us, it's affecting the entire world. So think about when this stuff is going on, it's affecting everybody. Yeah, she was on. She was on at the very beginning. Maybe she popped off. She was here because she's on the list. In fact, she's the first one on the list. It's quite tasty. It's just something different. Just something different. See, there she is. There she is. Hi, Miss Beth. See, and there go the chimes again. See, and you can tell that it's all of a sudden, it's really intense. They're just trying to get our attention. I think Julie Kiss fell off the list. Saskatchewan, been having storms. I haven't been up to the lake, and I've never seen this before. Yeah, it's crazy. Hi, Sharon. Long time. And Miss Bell. Yes, Miss Bell. Get you on the list. So Sharon, let me know if you want to be on the list. Okay, shuffling for Julianne. Here we go. Julianne, Julianne. Oh. It was starting to come out sideways. Okay. Take action. So this is almost like, so what I'm seeing is, I think it's when sometimes in some running races, you know, track races, they have those things that you can put your foot in. I think it's your back foot, so you can kind of push off. And it feels like that's what's happening with you, Miss Julianne. So it's almost like you're gearing up. It might feel like you're in standstill mode, but it's almost like, oh, here's another visual. Think about what do you call it? A bowl. You know, the bowl where they hold the red blanket in front of them, and the matador does, you know, and the bull is just, that's what it feels like. It's, so something for you is just getting ready to really take off, and in a big way. That's what I see. All right, Miss Sharon, I got you. I got you. All right, Miss Presh. Miss Presh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Oh, that was interesting. I got that. You did? I didn't remember that. That's so funny. sometimes it's like, okay, and I don't know how I saw it last week, but this, yeah, maybe it's just getting closer. Maybe that's the stand. So I don't know. Just tell you what I get. All right, Presh, here we go. Oh, divine love shines on you. I love these, the little lizards. They're so adorable. They just want to be out in the baking sun. And you know, for some reason now, Miss Presh, I don't know if you can get out in the sun, but it almost feels like there is something about the sunlight. You know, and I know that there's a lot of controversy about being out in the sun. So you got to take it with a grain of salt and do what feels right for you. But it does feel like it's beneficial for you to be out there, not just, you know, go out in the morning and stay out there all day. I'm not saying that, but to go out and get more sunshine. That's what it feels like. And it's almost like, okay, so the allow card that we had for the week, what it feels like is when you are out in the sun, it's almost like your pores are being opened to allow more love in. Phew. Bam! That's what I'm getting, Miss Presh. That's pretty cool. All right. All right, see you, Miss Julie. Okay. Had to check to make sure nobody else. Okay, here we go. Miss Pat. Miss Pat. Yeah, so interesting. All right. Yeah, that one fell on the keyboard, Miss Pat. I have all I need. Yep, this is one of those. It's a mantra. It's such a good mantra, and it's a reminder. So Pat, you're not breathing. You're holding your breath. And this is one of those, I don't know, to me it always feels like the right hand, but whichever hand feels right for you, use this as a mantra. Put your hand over your chest and take several deep breaths, nice breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And feel yourself just chill. And then use this, I have all I need, as a mantra. You can do it on the in-breath. You can do it on the out-breath. You can do it on both or one, whatever feels right. But I feel like there's something that it's almost like you're racing around too much, and it's like you're going in so many different directions, and this will bring you back. Miss Pat. Miss Pat. All right, here we go, Miss Marlene, Miss Marlene, Miss Marlene. Up in PV land. Up in PV land. See, Miss Marlene, that one came out fast. That one came out fast. Oh, my little kitties. My little kitties, I just have so much fun watching kitty videos anymore. It's like, especially the small kittens, they're just fun. Okay, in my mind, they're just fun. So, Marlene, this is all about taking care of yourself. You know, it's like, yes, you can take care of your fur babies, but you gotta take care of yourself first. You can take care of other people, but you gotta take care of yourself first. Nothing excuse me, nothing selfish about that. Remember, what do they say? Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. So this is truly about, and especially, you know, right now, especially like I was just going through the Schumann stuff. It's like there's so many energies that are coming at us that we just don't even, sometimes it's like, it feels like we're getting bombarded. And I know, Miss Marlene, you're an empath, so you're picking up all kinds of stuff. So the other thing that just went right through really fast is calling Archangel Michael. I don't know what's going on with you, but calling Archangel Michael. That's part of nurturing yourself too. You can call on Michael for other people, but you can call on him for yourself as well. Miss Marlene. All right, shuffling for Miss Beth. Boy, did that. I love it when I hear that. Thank you for the confirmation. All right, I got to take some water. Oh, so funny. Okay, so shuffling for Miss Beth. So the last couple mornings it's been pretty humid, and so the air conditioner, it drips. And when it starts doing that, I usually put a bucket under it so I can go water the cactus in the back corner. So, was it last night? Yeah, last night. And there probably wasn't even that much water. I mean, barely any on the bottom, because all of a sudden it's not humid anymore, so it's not dripping. There's this bunny. He had tipped over the bucket, and he was trying to get a little bit of water. Okay, so I let him go for a couple minutes, and then I went and moved the bucket because there was supposed to be winds coming in, and I didn't want the bucket to flow away. So this morning, it's humid again, so I got the bucket out there, and there's probably barely any water in there. Here comes this bunny, and he's just like, he knows, he can hear the dripping, and he's looking in there, and he's trying to get it, tips it over. So finally it's like, all right, I'll get a dish. So I got a totally different dish and set it out there. I have no idea whether he ended up coming back or not, but he was so funny. So funny. Okay, Beth. Oh, there it is. There it is. See, you know, it's already stopped here, but in Madison, I had, down in the basement, I had a dehumidifier going on all the time. It was on automatic drain. It automatically ran, and in the wintertime, it'd shut off. But in the summertime, it was running constant. Here, yeah, because now it's already stopped out there. But he was pretty cute. So I tried to give him some water. All right, Beth. Oops, stand your ground. I don't know if you've ever seen this card, Miss Beth, but this little guy, he's a little red beetle bug. He was very cute. He's got his black antenna, his little black eyes, and his little black feet, sitting on a prickly pear fruit. And he was funny because if I got too close, he'd back up. He didn't move, but he'd just back up a little bit until I backed off, and then he'd come forward. So this is, it's like you can stand your ground and not have to move very, I mean, it's not like you have to take a step forward, you know, and put on the, but you can stand your ground and not even move. So something is going on, and it, you know, it almost doesn't feel like it's work, though. It feels like there's a, okay, because I keep going back and forth, and it's almost like you have two, I don't know if it's two beliefs, because it doesn't feel like it's in the physical. It feels like there's something going on where it's like you got this going on over here, you got this going on over here, and maybe it's just something that you're you're weighing the pros and cons of something, and someone or something, a voice in your head is trying to add a little more weight to this or to that. And it's like, well, is that what I really want? It's like if I said, oh, there's a really cute house over there, and you're thinking, it's like, oh, that's not what I want, Sue, but you don't want to say it, but so you're kind of, oh, Sue's my friend, so I don't want to hurt her feelings. It's kind of like something like that is going on in your head. So you'll have to let me know on that one, Miss Beth. Curious minds. All right, Miss Val. So I got Val, and then I got Sharon, and Sharon's the last one. Been trying to care for myself, working at Walmart, waiting for my benefits to kick in so I can get off the insurance I've been using. Yeah, I get that. And that definitely is nurture yourself. And that's why, okay, now it makes sense because I know which Walmart it is. That's why Archangel Michael came up. You know, and we've talked about Walmart before, about that Walmart. Yeah. You know, and I also feel like I'm getting the, it's like calling your ancestors. So I don't know what that has to do with Walmart. I mean, I've heard some stories about it, but there's something about calling on your ancestors to be there, to walk with you and to be with you as well. You're very welcome, Miss Beth. Yes, Miss Kim, you are, but I will add you when I do Sharon. You can be right, so it'll be Miss Kim and Miss Sharon. But here's Miss Val. Here we go. Here we go, Miss Val. Let's see. Oh, love is everywhere. Yeah, this goes right along with the be present. Yep, because it's when you are present, that's when you notice. Sometimes it is an afterthought. It's almost like, you know, if you're walking by flowers and you don't catch them as you're walking by, but as soon as you get a step past, all of a sudden you get the scent. And it's like noticing. So, and it's not just flowers. It's noticing the kindness in others, noticing the joy that is going on, noticing the positive things that are all around you as they're happening, and even as you're just taking half a step away. Ooh, man. Yeah, it's just almost like it's just sinking in. So, I don't know, Miss Val, let me know. Let me know. Hi, Miss Mary. So I know you usually get a card. So this is the last card. So this is for Sharon and Kim and Mary and anybody else that pops on. Okay, just can't afford medical insurance right now. Walmart has some strange encounters. It does. Okay, this card flew out. This card flew out. So Sharon, Kim, and Mary, and anybody else that didn't get on the list, that wanted to get on the list or is just showing up really late, here we go. Nature. Oh yeah, I know sometimes the weather doesn't even let you get out there, but I'll tell you what, when you can, do it. There's something about even, you know, stepping outside for 5 minutes. And right now, here's a good example because it's pretty darn hot, and sometimes depending on the time of day, if I'm out in the sun, necklaces, earrings, they get hot really fast. Like if I was going to walk down to the post, to mail a letter in the post box, it's 5 houses down and across the street. I'd probably have to take this off because sometimes it's like, it just gets really hot. And it's amazing that that happens. But there are still times that I will still do my best to get outside and just be outside for a couple minutes. Stand in the shade, but it feels like it's really important right now. And so this is Sharon, Kim, and Mary, all of you. There's something that is very beneficial. That's the words I'm hearing, is very beneficial for you to get out in nature. I'm also getting to hug a tree. So whether you feel self-conscious and don't want to hug a tree, or you can just go up and put your hand on a tree and just share the connection for a couple of minutes, that feels really important. All right, there you go. So that was Sharon and Kim and Miss Mary. I don't think I ever ate at was it on Glassford Hill? I don't think I ever ate. I think the last time I ate at IHOP, it was in Madison. And you know, there's boy, Miss Marlene, I'll tell you, stuff has changed so much just in, you know, from Glassford Hill to the start of town. It's like stuff has changed so fast and furious. I get branded like a side of beef. Ah! I certainly don't want that. Okay, yeah. And I think I know. There, you know, the thing, and I don't know, maybe it's still open. Now this was closer to you than Glassford Hill, closer to the Dewey side of town, the water store. I used to go fill my water jugs there. It was water and ice cream, and yes, he had the outside things, but you could go inside, and there was, I never got the ice cream, but he had, you know, 10 different kinds of ice cream. I don't know. And it was nice because sometimes I drive up in the back. He'd let me sneak in the back because sometimes I'd have a lot of water jugs. Oh, you as well, Miss Kim. Have a fabulous, fabulous week. Yeah, I think just hanging on to you, and feeling the energies, being present with the energies, and allowing the good stuff in, babies. That's what this week is going to be about. All right, everybody, let's see. Oh, tomorrow I am on with Ruth on Enlightened World Network, doing messages from your loved ones. That at, I should know this by heart by now. Actually, I think I'm on twice this week. July 13, yes. Noon, Arizona time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then also Friday for meditation at 10 a.m. Arizona time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. I will see you guys maybe one of those times, or maybe on Thursday when I pop on for a little bit. All right, wait, I gotta read more. Prescott Valley has, it absolutely has. Yes, I think it was. It was facing the main drag coming in. But it seems like there's a whole bunch more stuff that it's like, you know, it's not congested enough when you have store, you know, when you have a strip mall and a big parking lot. No, let's add more congestion and put a few more businesses and banks and things in the same parking lot, because there's just like, you know, this wasted space, I guess. It's just crazy. Oh, so he is still there. Maybe he sold, maybe it's not the same guy or something, because I thought for a while that he was closed. But anyway, all right, you guys, you're very welcome, Miss Julianne, and everybody have a great week, and love and light to all of you. I'm back at ya. Have a great week. Yes, back to you, Miss Beth, and I will see you next time. There go the chimes. Angel blessings to you.